Hey there, welcome back guys. Special thanks to FPV Unknown. I don't know what to say and how to thank you because one of the viewers from our channel suggested the rates that I was looking for that would work well for beginners. And a lot of FPV pilots will tell you that there are no beginner rates, but apparently there are. And this is for those that aren't like Barry Allen the Flash that can just operate in bullet time, because by default, when this thing comes out of the box or the firmware, it's set to go full throttle. There is no slower setting, and you have to play with it, figure it out. It's trial and error. You become like Curious George with the man in the yellow hat. But all that changed when FPV Unknown was a viewer to our channel and, started sharing, maybe try this, maybe try that, contributing different settings and ideas for those using the Pavo Pico. And I actually first tried it on the Pavo Pico. I tried it on the Pavo Pico, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try going up the stairs. And I was able to go up the stairs without a problem. But unfortunately, here, have a look. I'll let you guys see. Let's have a look at the staircase moment. Okay. So everything was running smoothly. I was like, oh, wow, this is great. And let me just give it a shot. Let me just try this. And it worked. But unfortunately, we had a little bit of a mishap. So here I am. This was with the Pavo Pico. Everything's working really well. And the sensitivity on the throttle sticks is exactly what I was looking for. Being able to just slow it down a little bit. This is with the Pavo Pico. With the Get RC, it kind of took out a lot of the shakiness, the shaky cam, or as they call it, jello. But you're able to sort of like gauge. I think in a few months' time, I'll be able to fly an abandoned building and be able to come back out with the drone. So I make it up the stairs. I'm like, yes, I made it. Not quite, because the doors are closed. Then what do I do? That's like a oh shit moment. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? And it was a little bit tricky because it kind of, something like that would happen if you went into an abandoned building. You got to know what to do when the doors close on the other end, and how to turn back around and go down the other way. And as you can tell, if this was an abandoned building, I would not be making it out with my drone. So I still need more practice, but that's and that was with the Pavo Pico, which was phenomenal. So then I was like, you know what? I got to take this outside. I'm like, there's no way. These rates were so phenomenal that I was like, this can't be. And it can. And so here I am, right? Trying to fly outside. So you know what? This is an angle mode. I'm like, you know what? I got to take this outside. And so, again, those of you who have been watching, and those of you who are new to this, my goal is to be able to fly the route that I normally fly with the Avata with the FPV drone, in maybe angle, or whichever mode, probably angle at first and then work, level up. There's still a lot of shakiness, but the Rocksteady takes that out. And remember, it's not about, I'm not trying to get cinematic footage. I'm trying to learn to control the drone. So if you're looking to control the drone and you don't care about how the footage looks, and you're just you want to conquer basically this, you'll be able to do this, then this video is for you. But if you're if you're not, you just want to go full throttle, then just pause, and I'm sure you'll find that somewhere else. But anyway, check this out. Yeah, so I'm able to do that. I'm always, oh, I gotta go down, and then all of a sudden, I smack. But the Pavo Pico is great. It can take a beating. It's a great bashing drone. And I think I'm gonna go. My next video will probably be a soldering, because I can see myself going back to fixing things again with the FPV and doing some repairs. I already ordered some spare parts for this because in the beginning I had crashed this, but thankfully I just need to replace the foam and the guards. The prop guards are actually steel, which is great. So then I was like, you know what? Let me try this outside, like in a field. So I'm like, okay, let's try a field. So then I find myself in the field and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited and I can't wait. I'm like, hey there, welcome back, guys. But I'm like, you know what? Let's just scratch all that and then just get straight to flying. So I'm like, all right. So I put the drone up in the air and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I just can't believe that I'm in angle mode. And as you can see, the battery is about to die. And I'm like, darn, because just as things were just to become smooth sailing, thankfully I had another spare, but it wasn't charged all the way. But I was still able to get it off the ground, which was really nice. And again, I'm really excited because this is the first time as an FPV pilot there are actually rates that work well for a beginner, for someone who doesn't want to fly so fast. And so here I am, I'm flying, and as I'm flying, I notice that the drone is tilting towards the right a little bit, towards the left a little bit. And I'm like, wait, this is so weird. And the throttle stick sensitivity is a little bit off. And you see how it tilted to the right a little bit? And then I'm like, wait, this is weird, but this is great because I'm still in control, right? And then I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, what could be wrong with this? Hopefully I don't have to go back and reset the rates again. And then I stop, pause, to think for a second, and I look up on the left-hand side, and it turns out I'm flying in horizon mode. I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool. It's kind of like a silent movie with subtitles. You spend enough time in the simulator, and eventually you're just going to be flying smoothly, and without even knowing it, without even setting, because usually by default I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I'm in angle mode before I take off, but that wasn't the case here. And then another time I was flying in acro mode, so it's actually, the simulator does pay off. And again, these rates too, as for if I'm going to change them and speed them up, not anytime soon, maybe in about, a month or two, just so I can get the feel of things and actually enjoy the drone and look at the throttle rotations are just right. And I just can't say thanks enough. And the things are just going the way I wanted them to go. And I'm like, okay, I got to get back to tell everyone. I gotta fix that teleporter thing. So if anybody knows the rates for that, because I think the batteries don't last so long. So anyway, so I was like, I tried the field and it was just phenomenal. And then I was like, I couldn't wait to share the news. And that's it. This is exactly what I wanted, and I just can't express my many thanks to FPV Unknown. For contributing your thoughts and ideas to the channel and to making this video possible, because this video would not have been possible without those rates. I was about to let me just get rid of that one over there, which I'll probably open one day. But for now, I see myself just flying these two drones until, and you need a spotter. You definitely need a spotter. The only downside to these, they do fall from the sky when the battery dies, and sometimes if you, actually, check this out, right? So as you can see, is it this one? No, it's not that one. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Check this out. So here I am flying, right? And as I take off, like, wow, this is so cool, this is neat. I got my 50 megabytes per second, and then I take off, and then I notice as I'm flying that, wow, this is great. I got, about 15, I have a little bit left in my battery, but I notice as I'm flying that the drone is tilting a little more to the right and a little more to the left. I'm like, wow, this is so weird. What's wrong with it? But I'm still able to control it and turn, but every time I turn, the drone is like a little lopsided, and then I was like, wait, what's happening? And as I look, I'm like, oh, wait. I'm in horizon mode. So little did I know I was in horizon mode, which was kind of cool. So it's like a silent movie with subtitles. Eventually, you do it long enough, it'll come to you naturally. And so I guess I put about 30 hours in the simulator and able to fly with these rates, though. I don't think, you got to be really fast to fly with the other rates, which are by default. But as you can see, it's just working out really well. And then you can see the throttle rotation is a little bit low, but that's what I wanted, to be able to control it. And if you look at the footage, so even though this is the footage from the goggles, right? Let me just stop. I'll let you watch the rest of the video. But the Rocksteady actually took it out, and the stabilizing, I forget what it's called, but let's see. 151. See, this is 151, and that's the matching footage from the 03 air unit, right? And there it is. I'll just scrub through it a little bit. that. Look at that. So even though you have a little bit of shaky cam happening in the in the goggles, the footage is going to come out like this, which is great. So the auto correction, you know, it's all there. So I think I'm going to experiment with this a little bit more, but this is just awesome. So thank you again, and I will answer. The next video will be a Q&A for the questions and comments that were in I wasn't able to get. I just basically did a reset on the Osmos Action 4, and hopefully that works. But on that note, I hope this video helped you and you're better able to have a nicer experience when it comes to piloting your FPV Pavo Pico or maybe another drone for the first time with these rates, because as you can see, they worked. I tried them out on 2 different FPV drones. And now for those magic numbers. All right, you'll have your setup, which is fine. Everything is good to go. Ports, this is set by default, whatever your ports are. Configuration, that stays, but I had set the volume here, the D-Shot beacon configuration. I put it to 5, hoping that it would turn it up. And the RX loss, I put these on. I also, if you look over here on the left-hand side, I just left OSD on, and I turned off air mode, as suggested by unknown FPV. And then I put the RX loss sign here, and I put the RX set, but nothing beeped, unfortunately. Hoping that this will get fixed sometime soon, but that's okay. It might require just a reflash of the firmware, because if you check my OSD, everything is in HD here, but the HD button's missing, and I added it, so it just disappears every now and again. Must be a glitch. All right, or maybe I have to use a different version of Betaflight. This is 10.9. All right, so back to where we were, configuration. All right, so all that stays like that. Turn the volume up. If hopefully it'll beep when it's supposed to down the road. Battery and power. Someone had mentioned something about battery and power, but I can't remember what it was. Presets, leave that unless you want to add the OSD. There's another video for that. All right, so here we are, the magic numbers. Center sensitivity was set to 0. I mean, not 0, 40. See, 40, 40, 40, all the way down. Max rate was set to 700, all the way down. Expo was set to 70, all the way down, right here. See that? And then we have our TPA, which is 0.40. All right, then we have our throttle limit is off. Throttle mid is set to 0.50. TPA breakpoint, that is left as is. Throttle limit is left at 100. Throttle expo is 0.40. Okay, that's the settings here, and that's pretty much it for that. And you see the curves here. And now we have the receiver, serial VA UART. Okay, S-bus, telemetry, we shut those off as suggested, and then everything else stays the same. Modes, ARM, okay, is UART2. Angle is, I'm not UART2. ARM is AUX2, sorry. And angle is AUX1, and this is like the perimeters from there. Horizon is AUX1 too, as you saw me flying in horizon. And angle, flip over after crash, I set to the AUX3. That doesn't seem to be working, so you can delete that if you need, if your drone doesn't have it. Beeper mute is 5. That didn't seem to be working. I'm hoping that it'll work sometime soon. I'll have to play with that a little bit. That moment to get the beeper working, you're probably gonna have to be crashing a lot, or maybe just turn it upside down. That's the last thing I want to do. You want to QA your beeping feature. And the only way to test that is to crash the drone. Motors, that stays. You can reorder the motors. Motor direction, I'm not changing it. Don't change it. OSD, this is all preference, but it's working now to some extent. Video transmitter, that stays the same. Black box, leave it. CLI, leave it. But once you have your settings, save them, do a dump all, and then you are good to go. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Or ideas for other videos, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.